Today, let's listen to a story of a contemplative nun. Despite the great desire to live in religious life, Sister still felt that something was making her very tired, struggling, and exhausted when she was living with others in the community. In the desperation, God revealed to her the root of the problem. The root cause lies in the love story of her father and mother. For more information, please listen to her autobiography. The story is entitled, The Fate of Love. I was born and raised in a traditional family and parish. The desire to become a nun became a big dream in me. I didn't remember when that aspiration came from. But since I was a child, I wanted to be a nun. That desire became a motivation to help me overcome difficulties along the journey and become a contemplative nun. After my profession, I desired to become a missionary. Having received the information of one monastery is in need of people in the United States, I asked permission of my superior to volunteer to join that monastery, a community with few members. After a period of living there, I felt that my life too heavy, bored, and tired that lead me to rebel with others. Finally, the Abbey decided to send me back to Vietnam, in order for me to find out the reason why I behave in that way. Back to Vietnam, I stayed with my family. My love for Jesus and the Eucharist still the same, and I attended Holy Mass every day. I don't want to leave the church in every time I went to Mass. However, there were times when I got out of the church. I suddenly shouted and struggled violently like a crazy one. Even the healthy young men couldn't hold me. My family suffered. I get tired. After so many times happened in that way, I decided to look for some help. Then I came to Gerard Retreat House to meet Father John. For 1 month stayed in Gerard Retreat House under the guidance of Father. I found myself awake. Then Father asked me to go through prayer. For me this assignment was easy, for I can stay praying the whole day with Jesus in the Eucharist. I was doubted about his method of healing. Then he asked me to write about what was going on during the time I stayed in United States and Vietnam. I really didn't want to write. I lost my trust in him and wanted to give up, then came back to my family. Seeing me so stubborn, Father contacted my family members and wanted to meet them. My mother had stroke, then could not go. My father is over 70, so he was afraid to go. Only my siblings went to see him. After a long conversation between my siblings and Father, I learned the secret of my parents' tragic love story that I had not known before. My father has lost his mother since childhood. Growing up, he fell in love with a woman, and the two decided to get married. But the grim fate has divided the two away from each other. My father went for the soldier, and that woman stayed home to marry. After his mission, he returned back, and couldn't forget his first love. The memories with his first love lead him to sorrow each day. Then next to my father's house, there were a girl who fell in love with my father so much. Knowing that, my grandparents decided to marry that girl for my father. The wedding took place, and that girl was my mother. Thinking that my father's sorrows will be resolved, then with an unexpected thinking that sadness didn't pass away, but instead caused another grief for my mother. My father can never forget his ex-love. And my mother was disappointed, for her love to him were never acknowledged by him. love becomes hatred. Moreover, it was the root that made my sad and unfeasible face. That also the reason why I always lived in hatred, and I couldn't live with others. I was really shocked to know this reason. The following days, Father let me express my feeling through writing. Remembered my mother's story. I was saddened by her story, and hated my father. So during this time, I kept screaming. The terrifying screams made many people scared. When it attacked me, I kicked everything I see. Even I hit my head against the wall to die. I thought I was a devil. But the strange thing is that I'm still aware of what's going on around me. When Father witnessing me screaming and string like that, he said, "Stop for a while, do not too much abuse yourself. Today that's enough." I stopped immediately and regained my consciousness. For within 1 month from the time I learned the truth about my family, I released my emotions 5 times. The amount of relief time increases gradually up to 15 minutes. After let go of those emotions, I was tired, but I felt much lighter. Fortunately, for me, in the retreat house has many people coming for healing. Partly I witnessed some of them releasing their emotions that I had never seen before. That one might trust in the instructor. On the other hand, I felt their support and encouragement. So I had more courage to go to the process of healing. After a month, I found myself well and no longer screaming. I want to go back to the convent. I decided to ask my spiritual guide allow me to come back home and continue my vocation. But Father disagreed and requested me to stay for at least 3 months to resolve this hatred problem. I asked Father to give me the confirmation of my process of healing. But he was not sure because there is no completeness of treatment. Seeing me persistently on the desire to return to the congregation, and after returning to my family, there was no more screaming. Then Father told me, "You should write a letter explaining to your superior everything that happened to you in an honest way. And then, let the superior decide." I followed the instruction of Father and the superior accepted me. I left Vietnam and continued my journey. What is waiting for me ahead I'm not sure. But I believe that the hatred in me has been reconciled. I decided to accomplish my dream. After a farewell with my loved ones, I went back to United States, continuing my monastic life with the desire of offering my whole life to God. Although Father have not much confidence in me, but I believe God will transform me. Especially, when I found out the culprit, that makes me unable to live with others. That was the hatred of my mother passed to me, when I was in her womb.